Hi there, I'm Dr. Carol, and as an OBGYN physician and reproductive endocrinologist, I talk with lots of women who are struggling with their hormones. I want to talk with you about 3 keys to mastering your hormones. You don't have to be a victim. Now, there are many times during a woman's life when big changes in her hormones can trigger various symptoms, emotional symptoms, mental symptoms, physical symptoms, but you don't have to be a victim to your hormones. So here are 3 important keys. Number 1, choose to be in charge. Your attitude makes an enormous difference. Choose to be in charge of your physical body. You can tell your body how it is going to respond. Now, you may not be able to, by choice, change every feeling that you have, but you can choose to be the one to decide what to do about it. You can choose your attitude. In certain cultures in this world, for example, attitudes about aging, about menopause, about the whole reproduction cycle for women is very different than most of us in this United States culture experience. And women with a different attitude about menopause, for example, have a very different experience going through that period of life. Choose your attitude, and that will make an enormous difference. Choose what you take into your body. The mental and emotional nourishment, the physical nourishment that you take in will impact how you are able to handle these periods of life and the feelings that your body is experiencing with these different hormones. If you choose, for example, to exercise regularly, many of the physical symptoms of hormone changes may significantly be reduced. We know that from scientific research. We know that a healthy diet of unprocessed food, limiting sugar, staying away from substances like alcohol and whatever, can make a big difference in your physical and emotional symptoms during those periods of time. Choose to be in charge. You may have to make some adjustments in certain things during your day or week or month or whatever to take full charge of how you manage your life at that point, but you be the one, the director, so to speak, of this scene in the movie of your life. Key number 2, it's appropriate to think about supplements or hormone replacement in certain circumstances. Now, I see a lot of women who are choosing certain natural substances to take care of the emotional or physical symptoms around hormone transition, menopause in particular. Some of that can be helpful, but not all. I want to remind you that just because something is natural doesn't mean it's safe or effective. You want to be very cautious and thoughtful and wise in either the supplements or medications that you may choose to help you through some of those times. For women who have mental and emotional challenges around whether menopause or premenstrual syndrome or whatever, St. John's wort can be helpful. It can also be helpful in the postpartum period if you're not breastfeeding. That can help you feel more mentally stable, and it may be as helpful as some prescription antidepressants. Magnesium and calcium supplements for some women can smooth out some of the physical symptoms. Now, the plant estrogens, the phytoestrogens, may have a place, but they are not necessarily any more safe than the natural estrogens that your body used to make or isn't making in the same patterns that it used to. So don't automatically think that those plant substances don't have any potentially negative effects. I would encourage you to talk with your doctor about any supplements that you're considering taking. And as an OBGYN physician and reproductive endocrinologist, I believe that there is a place for natural hormones in some women, that there can be very significant benefits. We know today that there are a number of prescription products available that are natural in the sense that they are exactly the same hormone molecule that your ovaries were making. And supplementing that natural estradiol, for example, is the most common one, can in many women help a lot of the symptoms that you're experiencing during these hormonal transitions and menopause in particular. Now, hormones are not magic. They do not make you young again, but the symptoms that may be related to hormone changes can really be significantly helped. And then key number 3, use your support system. Now, if you're not used to using your support system, you may need to make some extra effort at this time to get some support. But talk with other women who are at a similar stage that you are experiencing. We know, for example, that women who have recently had a baby have a lot less postpartum depression if they are connected with other young moms who are experiencing the same stresses. Same thing with women who are going through the menopause transition. You can help each other. Just know that it's normal, that something you're experiencing may be similar to what other women are, and support each other, realizing that you still have a lot to give, even in this stage of life. If you're married, enlist your spouse. Now, hormone changes are not an excuse for bad behavior. You don't get a pass on treating your spouse or anybody else badly just because you're going through menopause or some other hormone transition. Enlist your spouse in some ways that they may be actually helpful. Encourage your spouse to call you if you're using your hormones as an excuse to act badly, perhaps to do it gently. Let them know the way in which they can express that to you. Maybe they can encourage you to take a walk or take an evening with some girlfriends, or maybe get a good meal together or something like that. And use the medical professionals that can also give you support during this period of time. Maybe that is a gynecologist. If you don't have one, this can be a good time to get checked out. Sometimes a counselor or psychologist can help you wrestle with some of the things that this period of life brings up. A friend of mine who is a counselor let me know that the menopause transition is a time she sees women come for help more than any other. It seems like some of these transitions bring up issues that we as women may need to deal with, even if they've been buried for a period of time. So seek out that kind of support if you need it. And of course, go to God as most important for the soul nourishment that you need. No other human being can be available to you 24/7, 365 as God can. You can express anything to Him. He won't love you any less. He will hear and understand. Make sure you invest in that most important relationship of all. So, 3 keys to mastering your hormones. Number 1, choose to be in charge. Don't allow yourself to be a victim. Number 2, be thoughtful and considerate about supplements or hormone replacement that may be helpful. And third, use your support system. Your spouse, the people around you, professionals, and God. Now, this month in the Fully Alive group, we are addressing some of these physical health issues in a very deep way. If you're seeing this when it first comes out, this coming Tuesday, I'm talking in depth about hormone changes, primarily for women, but for men too, both for men and for women, and delving deeply into some of the steps that you can use to take action in mastering your hormones. This month we'll be dealing with nutrition, with medication costs. I would love to have you join us in the Fully Alive group. Go to fullyalivegroup.com. You can see the contact page there if you have a question for me, and you can become a member right then and join us where we're talking about physical health and well-being, and specifically in this next week, mastering your hormones. And God bless you.